back to Sea Stories with Mr. Durite. I am your host, Mr. Durite, and this is my lovely co-host, the Invisible Woman, because she ain't here. I don't even know how to act when she's not here. I'm so used to her being here that she's not here, and I don't know what to do with myself. I ain't got nobody to interrupt me. You know, my story's going to be short and stuff, but we're going to try to fill in for her. We're going to try our best to fill in for her. So Wong, if you want us to fill in for you, don't say nothing. All right, perfect. All right, so today's title is Questions. That's right. I almost didn't remember because I didn't have her to interrupt me to make me forget. I forgot on my own. But we're going to answer some questions, and I think it'll be awesome. This is going to be a great show. I ain't got nobody interrupting me, but even though I do miss him, I miss him. I miss him. And we're going to be talking about some stuff, and we ain't got nobody to gauge this stuff off of, so we're going to see. I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to see. And we're going to get into that and much more right after this.
This is Sea Stories with your host, Mr. Durite, and the lovely So Wong. If you're a vet, about to be a vet, or thinking of becoming a vet, this is the show for you. So be on hot standby for laughs, tears, and the nuttiest duo since Laverne and Shirley. Laverne and Shirley. Guys, you're telling your age right now. Mr. Durite, So Wong, let's start the show.
Right, let's start the show. Y'all know y'all can't wait to get back to me. Anyway, so Questions is the title of the show, and I have 5 questions that every submariner is asked in his life. I swear, maybe it's not even submariners, and the AC just cut on, so we're going to have to cut that off because I guarantee y'all can hear that shit as loud as hell. And it's hot in here, and I wish the AC was on, but, you know, what can you do? Anyway, 5 questions that every submariner is asked, and probably every sailor is asked. So we're just going to get into that right now, all right? And number 5, do 100 sailors go down and 50 couples go up? Let me tell you something. I hate that damn question. Come on, man. Well, where did this come from? So, you in submarines, you automatically gay? Do I have a problem with people being gay? No. Do I have a problem with people calling me gay? Yes. You know, no, that didn't happen. Why I ask that question? Where do y'all get this question from? Is there like some question bag or something that y'all pull questions out of and pull up this stupid ass question? Stop asking that question. No. Moving on. Shit, I'm pissed off at that question. Next question. Are there women on board? Well, when I served, there weren't women on board. Now, surface fleet, yeah, we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. I got a special guest here named Eric.
You served that long ago?
Damn, yo. You want to just come on the show now? Well, but don't forget, I was on submarines, and they just introduced women on submarines. Well, surface fleet, yeah, there's women that serve and everything, and I think it's cool, and I think it's cool that they finally on board. But it took a lot for them to get there, man, and it's rough, and they still not fully incorporated into the ship, so still got a ways to go, but they getting there. Y'all just keep y'all heads up, y'all gonna make it. That's right. Number 3, do you get claustrophobic? Well, I'm 5'6", and pretty much a submarine is made for me. Now, I'm a little robust around the middle, but you don't need to be worrying about that. But there's plenty of chiefs more robust than me, and we can still fit just fine. Now, you know, you go down a passageway, you might have to turn to the side and get by, but you won't hit your head. Now, if you 5'7", 8, 9, then you gotta duck a little bit because you're gonna be knocking yourself out. But no, claustrophobic, no. Man, if you prone to something like that, then sure. You're going to be going out your mind because you be like, oh my God, I got to get outside. And we had a dude that just lost his damn mind one time. It was all right. You know, we knocked him out, put him in a rack. He was perfectly fine. But it's not claustrophobic. Now, one of the big things is you can't find a spot where you can be alone. If you just got to be alone, you might as well go ahead and get that out your mind because I don't care where you go, somebody finna walk up. It's pretty much like this. You sitting up here, you like, man, Finally, I found some peace and quiet. And then you'll get this shit. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Hey, man, what you doing? Oh, you reading something? What you reading? Oh, you got some turtles? Let me get one of them turtles from you. Like, motherfucker, what the hell? I was up here trying to relax, trying to unwind, trying to get away from the busy schedule we got. And your ass just come popping up. Yeah, it's not gonna stop. So don't even look for it. But claustrophobic, man, you'll get over it. Once they close that hatch and you can't go nowhere, you ain't got no choice but to accept them shits. Because even if you do have a panic attack, it's not like they're going to let you off real quick. It's still going to take a couple of days before they pull back in, so you might as well just get over it. I tell you what, that's one thing that us sellers can do. We can get over some shit real quick. That's right. Okay, what's the next question? Next question, how big was it? Well, that's a good question. I'm not going to give you too many details, but my ship, I was on a fast attack. It was 365 feet long. And out of those 365 feet, most of that you couldn't live in. You had the sonar dome, you had ballast tanks, you had, oh shit, I'm gonna stop saying stuff so I don't fuck it up. But it wasn't that much people space. And it was full of equipment. So it wasn't like it was a whole bunch of places to go. And once you get all the equipment and everything in there, the space goes down really quick. So it was tall as a 3-story building, but it had about as much space as, I don't know, one apartment building. I think that's pretty much right. You have one apartment building that's got like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 12 units in an apartment building. That's about pretty much how big it was. Yeah, pretty much. Like in control, we be in maneuvering and we doing the maneuvering watch. And this space that can hold like 10 people comfortably, we would stuff like 40 people in there, you know. So you sitting up here trying to do your job and you sitting up here like this. So room runs out really quick, you know, even in your rack. You in your rack. You got your dirty clothes in there. You got your dirty clothes bag on the side of you. You got your clothes you sleeping on, you know, on top of and stuff and all your other things. Yeah, you run out of space really quick and you want to try to bring a DVD player. Good luck on that. Good luck. Moving on to the next question. Last question, number 1. How often did you see the sun? Shit, I seen the sun all the time. Unfortunately, it was on the TV screen. It's not like they're going to open the hatch for us to see the sun all the time and everything. Come on. It's a submarine, fool. They ain't trying. If you want to see the sun, either get a spaceship or get in the surface fleet. But if you want to be on a submarine, the one thing you ain't seeing is the sun. So get over it. But we come to PD, we be looking around, we'll see the sun all day. So it ain't that big of a deal. And a lot of times it's in color. You know, if you're real lucky, you got a good boat, it'll be in color, not in black and white. And yes, they do have black and white TVs. Now, I want to go a couple of questions. Did I say it right? I'll say it again. I want to go over a couple of questions that people ask that we really can't answer. And one of those questions is, how long can you stay underwater? And I say you can't answer that question, but I'll answer that question. You know how long we can stay underwater? As long as we got food. As long as we got food, we can stay underwater. If you run out of food, guess what? You're getting the hell up out of there. Because you can't run that ship without food. That ship runs on food. You think it runs off of nuclear power? No, that shit runs off food. Because you have some hungry ass sailors, ain't shit going down at all. Number 4, what missions have you done? Yeah, see, that's one of them questions I can't answer. I can't tell you all of that stuff. If I tell you, I gotta kill you. All right. Number 3, where did you go? Let's just say I pulled into a lot of places, going into certain spots, around certain continents and countries. Does that answer your question? Are you not entertained? Moving on. Number 2, how fast could you go? Man, that's a great question. You want to know how fast we can go? We go, I can't tell you that shit. What's wrong with you? How fast can you go? We can go faster than 5 nautical miles an hour. Is it nautical miles an hour? No, it's not nautical miles an hour. We can go 5 knots. We can go faster than, well, they can go fast. I'm not in no mode. This is all like old shit. They can go 5 knots and over. I can't tell you top speeds. I'm not going to tell you that. And that leads right into the last question. Last question is, how deep can you go? You know, I can go deep. I can get them all night long. But for as a submarine, that's something else I can't tell you. Stop asking them questions. You can't know that. And you don't need to know that. Man, you get that question, you might go run and tell Donald Trump or something, and then fucking all the secrets gonna be out. You go tell Hillary Clinton, she'll put it in an email, and then everybody know. No, can't tell you that. That's gotta go to the grave. Gotta go to the grave. But if you send a check for $2,000, no, I'm lying. I'm lying. Anyway, I was talking to my writer, and he was coming up with some stuff, and he was bringing up these questions. I thought it was pretty good, man. That dude comes through for me week after week, and I love him. I would say his name, but he chicken. He don't want to say it, and you know how that goes. So you know he got to stay anonymous. He wants to be like Shakespeare and stuff, even though he don't write that damn good. If you were Shakespeare, I would put him in a headlock and bring him on the show. Forget that. I need somebody like that in the corner. So yeah, man. And it's funny. I sat here and I was able to tell this whole story. I didn't get interrupted not one time. And I don't know how to act. It's like I need an interruption. Somebody interrupt me while I'm talking so I can feel like So Wong is here. Somebody, anybody, interrupt me. Please. I'm swinging in the wind here. Somebody speak out and interrupt me. I guess not. Well, I don't know what else to do. Usually this takes like 45 minutes. So I guess I'm wrapping this up real quick. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. We're going to move in to our Dan's Dandy, and we'll be back right after these messages. Randall, hit us up, baby.
I'm Dan, and this is one of my dandies. So 3 things you need to know before I start this story are, when you live on a submarine, deployments can get incredibly boring, and people do anything they can to fill time. 2, everybody writes all kinds of things, logs and different things, and everybody uses different colors of pens. Some guys use black and red, some guys use blue and green. It just depends on your job. And the 3rd thing is, people are always pranking each other on submarines. It happens all the time. It's just kind of a fraternity, so everybody gives each other a hard time. So one deployment, we were about 2.5 months in, and I worked in the engineering department. And we used to get boxes and boxes of green and blue pens that we never used. So one night, we were bored on the mid-watch, and a couple guys decided they were gonna have a little contest, because that's what you do when you're passing time on a submarine. So they decided they were gonna get all these green and blue pens and see which one of them could hold more pens in their ass crack. So these 2 guys take down their poopy suits, t-shirts still on, pull their asses out, and proceed to try and fit ballpoint pens in their ass cracks. One guy went with kind of a clump, sort of right in the middle. The other guy did what we now refer to as the peacock. Peacock wins if you ever get into a pin in the ass crack holding contest, just so you know. And when this contest was all over, we didn't just box those pins up and put them back in the lockers where we found them. Oh no, we boxed those pins up and we had a new guy run them up forward and give them to the radio men because they actually use green and blue pins. I'm Dan, and this is one of my dandies.
Do you ever wonder when Spider-Man goes to the bathroom if the toilet paper sticks to his fingers?
Do you ever wonder why Superman wears his underwear outside of his pants?
My name is Imran.
My name is Anthony.
He's the Jock!
And he's the Nerd.
And we're your hosts for the Jock and Nerd podcast, where we sometimes try to attempt to answer these questions.
This is a full spoiler podcast, and we swear a lot.
Check it out for awesome geek news, interviews, and comic book reviews. Visit jockandnerd.com. We are your superhero TV, movies, and comic book culture curators.
Boom.
jockandnerd.com. Jock and Nerd!
Jock and Nerd, hey, check out Jock and Nerd. Those dudes are great, and occasionally you'll get on there and you might hear a familiar voice. Well, that familiar voice will be me, because I get on there talking straight shit. I'll be representing for every submariner. I'll be representing for every submariner out there. A submariner. I'd rather submariner, because we ain't below no so whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. The liquor is starting to talk. Anyway, thanks for checking us out on Sea Stories with Mr. Durite, with your host, Mr. Durite, and the lovely So Wong. And until next time, peace.